It has been almost 6 months since my last community video. Since then, Quasi's interaction with the community and the community itself has gotten a lot better. I didn't feel the need to make another community video though because, I don't know, my last one was pretty negative and had to do with the tournament section getting removed, but that was completely separate than my original problem with Quasi not interacting with his community a bunch, not posting TikToks or streaming or posting devlogs, and Quasi honestly internalized all that feedback that me and the community shared with him, and he posted another devlog showing off Moonside, Foresight Horde mode, showing all his cards on the table, and he got a lot better with posting TikToks and keeping us updated, especially through the uncertain times of when the Halloween event was going to come out, aka the Foresight Horde mode event, which released in late January. But with the release of Shotgun Farmers 2.0, I thought it was only fitting to discuss how much the community has changed since my last community video. Of course, dropping an update big as Shotgun Farmers 2.0 would attract some of the older audience back. A bunch of old competitive guys have returned, like Crafter, who is now Dunks, and TJ Pumpkin King. And if you don't know who TJ Pumpkin King is, I cannot blame you. Another massive impact being Birdie's Unban, a massive player in the community who's one of the best, posts great TikToks, YouTube videos, and is my personal best friend. So a big wave of competitive players are returning. We have a bunch of competitive players now. Dunks, Birdie, Huff, Chips, if you want to include TJ Pumpkin King, you can. I don't know if you quite would. Zero kind of returned to the game, kind of didn't. He's like an enigma, very odd specimen. I'm very nostalgic for the 2020-2021 competitive era, despite me not being a part of it. See, I found qazitv on TikTok during the Easter event 2020, when every person on TikTok did, and instead of going into the server and then branching off into competitive, I went into his TikToks, found Zombear, and started watching Zombear. And I was in the community, I guess, but I was talking in Zombear's Discord way more than I was talking in the official Shotgun Farmers Discord. But obviously, as time and time went on, I was more in the Shotgun Farmers Discord, and then I started making really terrible TikToks, and then my YouTube videos. But even just playing in the old Farming Friday games, it gave me a very close sense of community. And obviously, I have been binging all old Shotgun Farmers montages from players like Aslan, Crafter, and Steph, and Birdie, all these guys who used to be such close friends and be in such a close ranked SF community, and it's making me very nostalgic for a group I wasn't even in. That's why I made my most recent video, the Shotgun Farmers montage, homage, however you pronounce it. I'm just gonna say homage because that's how I pronounce it. It's a tribute video to old montages and the old competitive community through my own kind of technically second, but basically my first ever montage. My first ever montage was on TikTok, where I reused the same 3 clips like twice, accidentally. But yeah, the montage was my kind of tribute, which the clips are decent, obviously not as good as something Dunks or Birdie would create, but I'm pretty proud of them. I just kind of hunted for clips for like 2 days and posted it, and the song that I used is just like a very beautiful, sad, like nostalgic song that a bunch of players used to put in their videos. Oblivion, I think Birdie did it, Dunks did it, and Aslan did it. And now that group who made those montages like Dunks and Birdie are all coming back and making, obviously, Birdie's been making montages, and Crafter has returned with his own new montages. And just like having that group of players that I'm personally in, Huff, Chips, Dunks, Birdie, TJ, it brings me back to 2021. But there really isn't that bridge. Dunks is back in official, obviously he types. Birdie is unofficial, but there isn't that bridge between my close friend group and all of the Shotgun Farmers community. What would possibly bring us together? As I said before, Steph's Friday farming games is what brought me into that kind of inner community. Steph used to be massive in the community, hosting his own tournament that Quasi played in, posting TikToks about the game constantly, making YouTube videos about ranked SF and tips and tricks, and hosting Friday farming, and now he doesn't really do any of that anymore. He still types in official sometimes, but I haven't really seen him play the game on TikTok or make YouTube videos about it, and ranked SF just isn't as popular as it was anymore. But I think if Steph restarted that, or at least someone did, I'm thinking that I might if Steph just isn't interested in doing it anymore. Just being in a VC with competitive guys and newer guys, it just brings everyone together, meets new faces. Obviously, in official there is that community, Ramos, Scully, Goofy, me, Birdie, other people like TP, True Farmer, stuff like that. But, I don't know, that kind of cool competitive circle I think a lot of people would like to be in that, especially with the amount of people saying that they want ranked SF in the official now. Could be bots, could be alts. I don't think that he should add ranked. I'm one of like the guys who thinks that that would not fit the game at all, the player base, especially the number count. Just start redirecting them to ranked SF, it'll work out. But like I said, if Steph really isn't interested in the game anymore, and he doesn't really want to host the Friday farming games, I'm more than willing to start doing that, because it's just as simple as joining a VC and playing. There's not a lot of planning in it. Although Steph, the kind of main guy hosting tournaments after Moonshine ended, isn't really doing that anymore, a lot of new tournaments have emerged. Purple's Moose Mulatov's terrible name was hosted by Exploding Apple, kind of planned by Lazaga, and Rob kind of came up with the idea and then abandoned it. I thought it was a good tournament. It went as successful as it probably could have, and I'm very excited for the next time Exploding Apple wants to host another tournament. I hosted one. It was terrible. It was my first time ever hosting one. There was a lot of streaming technical problems, a lot of people backing out, which, I mean, yeah, that works, but I didn't have really anyone on standby. It's funny, though. Will I do it again? No, because I don't feel like paying anyone. But it was worth a try. It's not a complete failure, and if anyone wants to pick it up, I'm more than fine than letting you host Nate Cup. Rob recently hosted another one with Birdie called Pickles Cup. Pickles is like one of their cats. I think it's Rob's cat, so Rob just can't help but come up with the most stupid tournament names. It was like a 40-minute tournament that had like 5 players in it. But I thought it was cool. I played in it. I almost beat Chips. I lost by like 1 kill. So, you know, that's just 4 aside for you, giving you the most weird combination of weapons: P-Volver, M16, beat action rifle, and the Uzukini. But the most massive tournament that we've seen in a long time, spearheaded by one of the most, famous people in the community of all time, Lime and Zombear, the farming series is upon us in about 1 week. Zombear hasn't played the game in 1 year. I don't think he ever played the Foreside update, which will come out. It'll be like the 1 year anniversary in like 2 months. And Lime used to be really active in making concepts. He made Moonside, he made a bunch of other ones. He just was not in the community for like 2 years. But seeing them kind of come together and make a very official tournament is really cool to see. Just going in the server and looking at everything, it's really thought out. There's a whole rulebook, channels for everything, and I'm participating in it with Peter and going up against Dunks and Birdie and some other guys. Having a completely filled 2v2 tourney with a bunch of people wanting to join but they couldn't just because of, the limit of teams, that's something I never would have expected from the SF community currently, but I think it's just so cool. Another big thing about this tourney is that it's basically officially sponsored. It's not hosted by the devs, Quasi isn't running it, but the winners are getting bucks. The devs are basically sponsoring this event, acknowledging it, so basically it is technically official, technically not. I don't think there's going to be those like champion badges or any Easter eggs in Graveside, but I think it's just so cool that the devs are getting involved in tournaments again. And obviously this tournament is going to bring a lot of people into the competitive sphere. We just need to bring back and revitalize ranked SF, because if we bring everyone in there, then the community will kind of regrow again. So the current community is great. We have a lot of great content creators, a lot of great concept artists, a lot of great competitive guys. Me, making a lot of videos on the community and kind of SF commentary videos. Birdie kind of doing the same thing now with his great videos, and obviously the return of montages. It's all great, and I never could have pictured it in the summer when I first made the SF community video. I never would have thought that the community would have been able to grow back to kind of where it was in 2021. Quasi, because of SF 2.0, didn't stream for like 5 months. He streamed in September 30th when the Switch port released, and didn't stream again until late January when the 2.0 was first revealed. So Quasi, I would like more often streams, but I'm not surprised at all that you can't really. He's constantly making, if not currently working on like programming in the game or adding stuff, just stockpiling on cosmetics, and just constantly working on stuff that maybe he doesn't want to show off. But maybe longer than hours stream, but those hour streams you kind of do jam pack a lot of stuff in it, so Quasi has been very big on TikToks recently. Most of them very like old footage, kind of retreading of old stuff. Quasi does this thing every 6 months. He'll post his waves of I'm making this game, I'm a indie dev, like going through his origin, showing off that it's on all consoles, promoting the game. But he has been showing off a lot of development, which I'm thankful for, because that communication between the devs and the fans is what keeps the community alive when updates aren't being posted. He added in Vivi Valera's concept art for a suitcase pet. If that isn't listening to the community, I don't know what is. I would like to see more involvement in tournaments, more devlogs just showing off stuff, please, and more streams, like I already said. What I liked about Quasi's old streams in 2020 and 2021, where he would stream every week, was that he would raid a streamer afterwards, and that kind of love being given to streamers and content creators of the game has kind of run dry. PBB is a man who streams Shotgun Farmers sometimes twice a day for multiple hours, and is currently racing Peter to 1 million Bakbucks, when I'm at like 25,000 right now. This man is dedicated. It's one of like 4 games that he cycles through for his streams, and yes, I'm sure a concept or in-game item has been given to him, or at least is been worked on behind the scenes, because everyone wanted an exploding apple skin, and an exploding apple skin was given to us, so I do think Peanut Butter Bucket is getting something. But that kind of love is like what we need, because there aren't a lot of Shotgun Farmer streamers currently. Zombear, he finally finished moving in, so whenever he starts to stream, I think, thank God, that is going to bring back a lot of people who see a Zombear notification, they're like, what? And then they're reminded of, Shotgun Farmers. But more love to the streamers, more love to the, people who play your game for like hours on end on stream, like every day. I forgot to kind of put this in, but Exploding Apple said he wanted to host a tournament on his streams. I offered him Nene Cup, he said no. Can't imagine why. But yeah, more tournaments are coming, and of course Farming Series is going to be a thing happening multiple times a year. Some info about my channel. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos. I have a lot of stuff in mind. There are times where I won't post for a month or a couple weeks, just because I don't have a lot of ideas, but I've been motivated kind of by this newer wave of community members to start posting again. And that kind of symbiotic, loving relationship, I help the community grow, the community helps me post more videos, I think is what's so cool about the Shotgun Farmers community. So stay tuned for a lot more videos. I'm going to be making a creative mode video going over logistics, how that would affect SF, and how you would properly implement it into Shotgun Farmers. Just stay on the lookout for future videos. I'm going to be trying to post multiple times a week, so stay on the lookout for that. I'm going to be posting more montages. I am going to do some montages with, like, I guess, more, like, hard and, like, cool, in parentheses, quotations, music, like, more, like, rap songs, stuff that's, like, oh, wow, this is so cool. But also, I'm a sucker for these, like, montages with, like, more lo-fi pop songs, because it's so relaxing seeing these like clips over such like relaxing music. Steph's like Lock It montage has like a really cool ass song. I think it fit that video really well. That's why I used Oblivion. I think the song is for my montage. Just very relaxing. I love going for these trick shots. I think playing against these competitive guys has improved me a lot as a player, and I've gotten some cool clips since the montage has come out. So I'm going to be trying to post that sometime in February. And I think that does it for this video. Shotgun Farmers Community 4, I don't really know when that's going to be posted. Probably close to summer, when the channel's been going for like a year. Just because, I don't know, the community seems like it's going on the up and up. Very excited for what's to come. And if you guys like this video and you want to see more, which I will be sure to post a lot more often, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys hopefully sometime this week. Bye.